What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for another video, another daily video. Before we get into the news, I want to say thank you to everyone who participated in the Vlahovic jersey giveaway. Yesterday evening during the live, Justin announced a winner. So, yeah, the winner has finally been picked. Congratulations to him. For the others, don't worry, a lot of new and different giveaways are coming soon, so not just jersey, also other things. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to stay tuned for that, if you want to know when it's gonna happen, as always, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and like the video. So yeah, now that we have that done, we can go into today's news. And today's news is mainly gonna be about, well, the new contracts, because we have a lot of free agents. A little bit about the game on Sunday and some transfer news in general. And we start off with Cherubini, who yesterday spoke at one event. I don't know, I forgot the name of the event. He was asked about, well, you can guess, and you can also see it on the screen, of course. It's Dybala, because he is basically the, I don't want to say it, the main free agent. So he was asked about it, and he said Dybala's contract is a subject that has been addressed several times. In the next few days, there will be more meetings with the other players, not just Paulo. Now, we know that contracts have been, how you want to call it, stalled, moved, all those things. It was done, quote unquote, I would say, a few months ago. Things changed for everyone basically, but especially Dybala. And well, now it's March, so now you need to get it done. They talk about we don't want to talk about during the season because it's an important thing. Well, most of the contracts get done during the season, so that's a very lazy excuse. I don't get that excuse, to be honest. It's very illogical. Like, it doesn't sound logical to me, but it is what it is. So that's what basically Cherubini said about not Dybala, but just contract in general. Now, of course, he spoke, so the next day there will be news in the papers regarding those free agents, basically. And we will start off with... we will start off with Bernardeschi's contract. Now, all the news is from Gazzetta dello Sport, and in particularly it's from Giovanni Albanese. So he said regarding Bernardeschi, at the moment, talks between Juve and Berna are moving slowly due to the high demands. Federico wants a 5-year deal. The club is offering 3 years at 2.5 million a season plus bonus. Now, we can argue if this news is true, all those things, but all the reports regarding Bernardeschi say the same thing, that he wants a long-term deal and doesn't want to cut his wage in half, or almost in half. So that's that. So I will take this kind of to the bank in terms of the truth cannot be far away. So I'm going to go with this. And the fact that he actually has the audacity to ask for a 5-year deal is, I don't want to say embarrassing. It's actually a bit sad. And on the flip side, it's credit to him, because he believes in himself, I would say, when there's actually nothing to believe in. We have seen him 5 years at the club now, and you can only pick out some games here and there. And if you start doing that and you keep bringing up the same games, then you know your career at the club, or any club, has not been good. And his career at Juve has been not good. It's been very disappointing. He offers very little, in my opinion. He offers nothing special. Like, he offers what thousands of other players around the globe can offer. If he leaves, I prefer him leaving, because I've seen 5 years. It's time for something new. It's wasting time keeping him, because he's never gonna add something different, something special, something important to this team. Like, he isn't. Now the club, he's on 4.5 now, so the club is almost half, basically cutting his wage in half and offering less. So if these are the conditions, and if the club says no, it's 3 and it's 2.5 million euros, it's not going to be more, then I will say not 100%, but I'm 85% sure that Bernardeschi says I'm gone, because if like 5 and 3 is a big difference, 4.5 and 2.5 plus bonuses is a big difference when you're a free agent. So I think if these are the terms, I think a deal will not get done, and he will leave the club. Now, let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I know there are a lot of people out there who still rate Bernardeschi, who they want him to stay. I like you watch channel. I don't want him to stay at all under any conditions. Not even at 3 years at 2.5 million. I don't want him. Like, I've seen enough. I've seen 5 years of him. It's not good enough. We need something different, because it's not gonna improve. Like, he's not gonna explode now. If he's gonna explode at a different team, good for him. But for us, it's not gonna happen. So not even at 2.5 plus and 3 years, I don't want him. I want something new, something fresh, because it's been 5 years now, and I had enough. So that's that. But let me know in the comments. Then we move on to Cuadrado. Now, Cuadrado's deal is supposedly basically done, and Giovanni said Cuadrado wants to stay and talks with the club are going well. The idea is to lower his wages by offering him more 2 years plus 1 year option. I have a problem with that. I think a player at that stage of his career, in terms of age, shouldn't be getting 2 and maybe 3 years. It should be 1 plus 1. That's my opinion, because a lot of people like Cuadrado. A lot of people don't like Cuadrado. That's up for debate. I think a fact is that this season he took steps back, and that's worrying for a player at his age. Like, I don't expect him to take step forwards. Is he gonna play like he played last season moving forward? I don't believe that. So that's why I have an issue with him. I don't have an issue with him staying for 1 more year after this contract ends, just because we have so many pieces to move around. He is not the main worry at the moment, so you need to bridge a gap. But 2 plus 1, I think that's a stretch. Also because the wage is almost gonna be 3.5, because he's on 4 almost now. So you need to spread that. So it's gonna be 3.5. Looking at this season, he took steps back. For a player of his age, he's not gonna take step forwards moving forward. It isn't gonna happen. Maybe a little bit of little steps moving forward, because this season has actually been very bad. So again, no problem. But with the contract, I do have a problem, because again, when you hit a certain age, as a club, you need to say, well, this is it, or you need to go. And that goes for everyone, unless you're special. If it was Buffon at this age of his career, that's different, because those are special players. Chiellini, when he was 31, 32, that's different even then, but it was different. Like, actually, amazing players, like very talented players, special players, no problem. Like, that you can make, how you want to say, you can make a separate case for those type of players. But for these type of players, I don't know. I actually don't know. But let's see. He's going to sign, in my opinion. But let's see what's going to happen. And then we move forward to, well, Sciglio. And that's reportedly done. So negotiations between Juve and Sciglio are taking place. Juve's offer is 2 million a season plus bonuses. There's a feeling that an agreement will be reached soon. There's no mention of the length of the deal. Now, like, in an ideal world, I will replace all our fullbacks almost. I would. But it's not an ideal world. If we can replace 2 of them in the summer, that's already amazing. Or that's not even realistic if you think we don't have an idea what's going to happen with our attack. We still need to boost our midfield. So in an ideal world, I would let Sciglio, Sandro and Pellegrini go as soon as possible. And then Danilo also. Like, in that order. But it's not an ideal world. I don't know. If it's 1 plus 1, I would say great deal. You have a year to bridge, and you can replace Sandro and maybe Pellegrini, because I don't think he has, like, he's gonna be a starter at the club. So yeah, but there's no mention of the contract, and that's my issue. Like, it's up in the air now. Is it gonna be 1 plus 1? Is it gonna be 2? Is it gonna be 2+1 because he's injury prone. You don't need to forget that. If he plays his game, but it's not like it's not special. Like it's just basic, doing a job, but nothing. How you want to say that? Basically, it's not that if you watch him, you're like, oh, he's unreplaceable, you know. And I get you cannot have 11 of those players in the team. Certainly at our club, basically almost, it's very difficult to achieve. I don't know. I need to know the length of the deal, basically. But let me know in the comments, because I do. With the Sciglio, there's actually a split. A lot of people do like him as a squad player, and people, they think the way I think about Bernardeschi, like no future at the club, done. And that's everybody's opinion. But let me know in the comments, what you guys think about the Sciglio getting a new deal, basically. And then we move on to the last contract talk, and then we move into some transfer news, and that's Perin. Now Perin, he's a special case, I would say, because like the expectation were, even in the summer, that after this season he's gone. And now more and more news is coming out that he has a great relationship with Allegri and the players, and that's what Giovanni is reporting, basically. He's saying Juve want to keep Perin and are offering him between 1.5 and 1.8 mil. He's on 2.5 almost now. So plus bonus. Mattia wanted to leave, but is now likely to stay. He has a great relationship with everyone at the club. So that's what I said. And he also added he wants to compete with Chesney, but with Allegri as coach, he can compete as much as he wants. He's not going to replace Chesney. He's not going to do that unless something really bizarre and crazy happens. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen now. I said we need to start to look for a young goalkeeper, because like goalkeepers are very expensive now, good goalkeepers. So we need to do something looking at the future, and need to start now in the summer. I'm not saying bring in a 17-year-old kid and play him as a second goalkeeper, but maybe the third goalkeeper, or maybe buy one and loan him out. So we need to do something, because if Chesney is done, I don't think Perin is the future of the club. I would be shocked if he's the future of the club as a goalkeeper, because the last 20 years we have been spoiled with goal. Like, it's Buffon, the greatest of all time. So it's very difficult to replace that. It is. Chesney had a good start in terms of replacing him, and he had some shaky moments. That's the reality. We missed out on Donnarumma, so that's that. Do I have a problem with Perin staying? No. On that wage, I'm cool with it, because he is reliable. Do I think he's better than Chesney? No, I don't think that. But that's just a personal, how do you want to say it? Personal preference. I know people do like Perin over Chesney, and that's fine. But if it's for that money and he's actually happy to stay, and he knows he's not really the first goalkeeper, fine. It's what it is. And then we move on to some transfer news, and it starts off with the player 70% of the fans want and Allegri dreams of, and that's Milinkovic Savic. It's coming from Tuttosport, but there are more and more rumors that the club is looking at Savic, but the price remains the problem, and that's what Tuttosport is basically saying. They're saying Sergio Milinkovic Savic is on Juve's list along with Renato Sanchez. Lotito's players are always very expensive. However, he remains among the main midfield targets for Cherubini. I said it to Julian during a live. Silvio Proto, who I think was their goalkeeper for 2 seasons. 1 season he started a few years back. He's a Belgian player, and he was on TV during in the studio before a Champions League game, I think it was. I'm not sure. And he said that Lotito is basically, quote unquote, holding him hostage because of the price he's asking. He's still asking for 100 mil almost. And that's fair, but I think Savic made a mistake by signing that deal. He knew that. His agents should have known that, like, this is going to be the case. He could have gotten that money more at any other club. So, like, if he really wanted out, it's very strange that he signed that deal. Again, Savic, he is Allegri's dream signing. Like, if I think he will, maybe not over Pogba. I think Allegri will still take Pogba over him. But if the club says to him, well, we will give you Savic because he's a bit younger, he will be like, I don't know. He will be so happy. He will be like us fans when we signed Vlahovic or when we got Ronaldo 4 years back. That's the feeling Allegri will have because he has all the abilities Allegri wants in a player. He's physical, he can score goals, and he's very, very good on the ball. He is. He can spread a pass, he can shield the ball, he has some quick feet. Like, he has everything, I say Allegri, but a lot of coaches want. But his price is, like, he's not worth 100 mil. And after the last seasons, I don't think any team is even going to pay 85 mil. He's having a great season again this year. But, like, people are not going to do that because they look around and they see players like Tchouaméni, who are younger, who can leave for 50 mil. And they're like, do we need to pay 80 for Savic? Do we? And actually, you don't. Other teams see Pogba's a free agent. Do we need to pay 80 mil when Pogba's out there? So I think that's a problem. So that's why I think we're not going to get him. Besides the price, dealing with Lazio is like it's almost impossible because Agnelli and Lotito, they hate each other. Like, it's what it is. It's what it is. And Tare, the sporting director of Lazio, does the transfer talks, but I think when Juve calls, I think he needs to inform Lotito, and then Lotito takes over. They don't like each other at all, so it's a very difficult deal. It's a dream. I think a lot of fans want Savic, but let's see what's gonna happen. Then we move on to the quick one. Renato Sanchez. Tuttosport is saying Renato Sanchez is a player Juve has been asking Jorge Mendes for info during the last weeks. Milan are also interested, but no club at the moment made any kind of offer. I don't want Renato Sanchez. I will say that. Is he a good player? Yes. On his day, almost unplayable. But his days, he only has when he plays for Portugal. He did well at Lille last season, but still very inconsistent. He's kind of injury prone. He might be a cheap pickup, but I don't think he's a player we need. He isn't. So for me, it's no. I'll make that quickly. Like, I still like him as a player, but we should have other priorities. He shouldn't be at the top of our list. Not even top 3. Let's be honest, in my opinion. But we are being linked with him. But I think if he leaves, it's gonna be Milan. And then last bit of transfer news, and that's the attack, which is weird news, but I will read it out. Not weird. I will read it out. So Tuttosport is saying for the attack, Juve are looking at 2 options: Zaniolo, who has already expressed his desire to join, and Raspadori. Now, those are 2 different players, first of all. But I think it's weird that there's so much talks around the striker when we really don't know what's going to happen with Bernardeschi, with Dybala, with Morata, with Keane. So, and then you need to throw in Zaniolo, Raspadori. Like, it's too soon. Like, the Zaniolo thing, I think it's legit. The club wants him, and he's a quote-unquote priority or at the top of the list. But we need to wait. We need to see what's going to happen, who's going to leave in the summer, who's going to stay, all those things. We need to look at that before we can actually delve in all the options. But we are interested in Zaniolo and Raspadori. That's no, I don't want to say, that's no secret. It's a fact, basically. We knew that. And then we move on to the latest news, and that's regarding to Sunday's game. And oops, let me put that up. And that's Dybala. I will read it out. That's from Mirko Di Natale. Dybala is fine and ready to play all the matches, basically. But for the trainers, he's still not 100%. There's a lot of caution around the situation. And the other injured players, it will be difficult to see him start against Spezia. I put that news in there because it's getting boring. And I will link that back to the Bonucci one. The club says, oh, we're going to assess that in 7 days. And then they announce he will be out 10 days. And then it's 14 days. It's 21 days. It's 28 days. And the reports are, oh, he's doing fine. But the club doesn't want to take any risks. I'm like, then he's not doing fine. he's not doing fine. If you need to take risks with a player, risks. If you believe putting him out there on the field is a risk, then he's not fine. Like, that's the reality. Then a player is not fine. Just come out, say he's not doing well, and that's that. Don't play around. Don't, how do you want to say it, drag this on and on and on. He's not fine. Okay, it is what it is. Just say it. Don't come out and say 10 days. And then you stop basically saying anything. Then it's just Allegri saying in the presser, we expect him to be back on Tuesday. Then we have a game on Saturday, maybe next week. And I'm like, hold on, you just say he will be back on Tuesday, and now you say maybe. So what is it? It's an injury. Some of these injuries are just standard basic injuries, and they fluctuate so much. Like, I've not seen anything like that with any other club. So the injuries and the reporting of the injuries are very strange this season, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's today's news. Also today we have a new live show. It's gonna be a debate show. So check that out. Even if you cannot catch a live, because I know a lot of people can't catch a live because of the different time zones. But we're working on some new live shows on different times during the day, so everyone who is a subscriber to our channel can catch a live show soon. So thanks for that. Thanks for watching. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channels, smash that bell icon so you can stay up to date with our latest news, videos and announcements regarding new giveaways like a jersey or any other giveaways. So yeah, thanks for that, and we will see you in the next one. Ciao.